Hello and welcome back to our Fallout 4 playthrough. In the last episode, Dr. Madison Lee asked us to go investigate Dr. Virgil's office to figure out what happened down here. So we're going to get into that today. Hopefully get some answers as to what's secretly going on in the Institute that they're not telling everybody. Because we need to decide whether we're going to work with the Institute or work with the Brotherhood of Steel for the remaining part of this walkthrough. This is a weird entranceway. It's kind of weird going from like the pristine, perfect looking Institute into this destroyed, abandoned area of the facility.
Sweet.
But I would like to get some answers as to what's going on and what happened to Dr. Virgil. He didn't really tell us. He kind of just mentioned that he became a super mutant, that he wants to get back to his original form. He asked us to look out for some sort of serum for him. It's also kind of strange to be encountering resistance down here. Nothing's really been attacking us down here up until this point. Definitely want to take all the ammo because it doesn't really weigh us down so much. I can always use more 10mm rounds. Gonna have to use a terminal to open that door, I think. I'm not sure what these buttons do.
I'm through.
Okay, I deactivated any more turrets and I opened the door. So far, no serum.
Weapons hot.
Oh crap. Assaultron? First time I'm seeing one of those. Their movement is fast and erratic. They kind of dodge side to side. I was not expecting that. Whoa. Were they making super mutants in here? Or turning people into super mutants? I wonder if they were kidnapping people from the wasteland to make into super mutants. Let's talk to Madison Lee now that we found all this.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee?
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
you go.
A holotape? This better not be a waste of my time.
I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me.
They lied to me. They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
No matter how badly it hurts, you needed to hear the truth.
And for that, I thank you. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. From the whole world. I just wanted to do my research in peace. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology that I only dreamed existed. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better mankind. Maybe in their own twisted way they still do. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless. If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? Or what their plans are for my work. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. I can't take any chances being seen with you. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee.
Yeah, it seems like the Institute's up to some weird things down here that they're not telling anyone about. I guess I might work with the Brotherhood. At least they're kind of honest about their intentions in the wasteland. I mean, out of all the factions, I feel like the Minutemen are probably the good guys, but I can't be bothered with rescuing settlements for an entire playthrough. Anyway, we better get back and talk to Elder Maxon. Oh, that's a cool way to fast travel when you leave the Institute.
When I get off duty, that's all this.
Sir,
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us. How cooperative do you think she'll be?
I've convinced her that the Institute is the enemy, not the Brotherhood.
Well done, Knight. As soon as Dr. Lee arrives, we'll interrogate her aboard the Prydwen. She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade, and we can't afford to take any chances. Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor Ingram is eagerly awaiting. I want you to bring it to her immediately. Once again, Knight, you don't fail to impress. Dismissed.
Alright, I guess we gotta head back down to the airport and go talk to Proctor Ingram now. Oh, is it not gonna let me fast travel just because I'm inside one door? Have to walk back out to the flight deck to fast travel, I guess. If I'm already out here, I might as well just take the vertibird down to the airport.
Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece. I wasn't sure what the Interceptor would do to you.
I wasn't worried. After all, I built the device myself.
I have confidence in everything I build too. But that's because I'll only deal with technology that I understand. Speaking of technology I don't understand, I'll get this holotape to Proctor Quinlan. I'm dying to find out what's on it.
Hopefully, it'll reveal a weakness in their defenses.
That would be the best case scenario. Before we jump to conclusions, let's see what Quinlan's scribes can get off of it. I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted, so it's gonna take some time to crack. After that, we'll have to see what we've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe. In the meantime, I've got a new assignment for you. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project. How much has Maxon told you about it?
Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll help us crush the Institute.
It will, but we've got a lot of work ahead of us first. Come on, it's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Pridwin might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new project comes in. This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
No problem. I'm sure this only looks worse than it actually is.
I wish I had your confidence, because this is not going to be easy. Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working again. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile, and every time we try to feed power to it, it blows itself out.
There's gotta be a way to solve that.
I do all the maintenance on the Pridwin, so you'd think it'd be a snap. As much as I hate to admit it, Prime's power systems are out of my league. Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return to the Brotherhood. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little over a decade ago. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some reason. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system, we can get the big guy moving.
Alright, well that's a throwback to Fallout 3. Liberty Prime was kind of in one of the endings of that game. Think if you play through as the Brotherhood of Steel, Liberty Prime shows up and starts throwing nukes like footballs at the enemy. Those stairs get me every time. I try and walk forward, not realizing there's a staircase there.
Attention, this is a reminder. Any recovered historical, technological, or social documentation should be delivered directly to Proctor Quinlan. That is all.
Dr. Lee.
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can forget it.
What changed your mind?
Nothing changed my mind. I promised you I'd return to the Brotherhood, and I've kept my end of the bargain.
Do I need to remind you why you made that promise in the first place?
Of course not. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty Prime. I've been down this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake twice?
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, I'd laugh in their face. But coming from you, it sounds like you actually mean it. Tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online, but we'll get it done.
Now, I wonder why she's so apprehensive to work on Liberty Prime. I know we used him to attack the Enclave at the end of Fallout 3, but I don't remember him doing anything terrible, unless maybe they kept using him after that battle to do something worse in the Wasteland, but she seems to not want to rebuild him.
Proctor.
Well, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Sorry about that, Ingram.
Don't worry about it. We might be butting heads on a few issues, but I've dealt with worse. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the aggravation. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic actuators.
Sure, anything you need.
That's what I love about you. You're ready to leap into action, and I bet you don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. The actuators are what allows Liberty Prime's arms and legs to move. Prime's new limbs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct a brand new system using electromagnets, and install them in his limbs. What we need you to do is build the actuators for us.
Now that you know what the actuators are, you need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list. Don't lose them.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty of the raw materials on that list right here at the airport. The only thing we need you to head out and find is a high-powered magnet. According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one is in any of the ruined hospitals around the Commonwealth. We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnets you'll need. They should be back by the time you return.
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb, so you'll need to make a total of 4. Good luck.
Alright, we're off to find some high-powered magnets at this hospital. I guess I shot those cars a little too much. Kind of a delayed explosion. Let's go inside. Now, outside was crawling with super mutants, so I'm assuming inside will be as well. That definitely wasn't all of them. Mostly going to be taking their ammo since I don't want to get over encumbered. Of course, we'll take any caps we find here too. Alright, I found them. Syringe rifle. It seems like a unique gun. Create ammo for the syringer at a chemistry station. Huh. There doesn't seem to be too much else in here. Think we just got to make our way back to Boston Airport. This place actually wasn't too big. Okay, that just leads into the room where we found the magnets. Alright, small little mission, but we found what we're looking for. Let's go build some actuators at Boston Airport and get Liberty Prime back on his feet. My monster of a signal interrupter behind us. Alright, we have all the parts we need to build these. Let's just build 4 and then we'll go talk to them. I don't know if we need to pick them up and carry them over to Liberty Prime or not. That should do it, though. Okay, it's not going to give me an option to pick them up, so let's just go talk to Proctor Ingram and Madison Lee and see what they have to say about it.
If it looks dead, put one more in its head for good measure. Might take the chance.
Proctor Ingram?
That's all 4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next assignment. It won't be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last important element. His nukes. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
Shouldn't be a problem. Just tell me where they
I
are.
wish I could. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark 28 nuclear bombs. The same type of bombs that were dropped from aircraft during the Great War. The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's air force, so we assumed we wouldn't have trouble finding them. But since we arrived, our scouting teams haven't located a single bomb.
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully loaded nuke pack, Prime won't have the firepower to take on the Institute.
She's right.
Of course she's right. But before you give up hope, there's actually a silver lining here. Proctor Quinlan has located some records regarding a military installation, which was used as a nuclear weapons storage facility. We're fairly certain this included a stockpile of the Mark 28s. The catch is that the installation is located somewhere within the glowing sea.
I'll head out there immediately.
Good, because that's exactly what we're asking you to do. Scribe Halen's established a communications point on the frontier of the glowing sea. I suggest you head out there first, and establish a signal protocol with her so that the nukes can be airlifted out once you've located them. Hopefully, by the time you've returned, we'll be ready to wake Prime up, and you can say hello. Good luck, Knight.
Alright, well it looks like we're headed back to the glowing sea to find his nukes. But we'll do that in the next episode. Thanks for watching today's video, and bye for now.